Hash manipulators don't pick victims. They run tests. It's a Tuesday morning, and a coworker is standing at the security door with 2 coffees and no badge. "Hey, swipe me in." Left mine at my desk, and then, quieter, with a grin. "Don't tell Dana, she's weird about it." 2 seconds, you swipe. He says you're a lifesaver. 6 months later, you're the one covering when he strolls in at 10. You're the one helping with his reports on Friday nights. You're the one whose weekend evaporates every time his does. And at some point, lying awake, you ask the question everyone in this situation asks. Why me? What did he see in me? Wrong question. He didn't see anything in you. He wasn't looking at you at all. He was looking at your answer. That 2-second favor was never about the door. It was a test, cheap to run, easy to deny, and scored the moment you swiped. And here's the part that should actually bother you. You passed. In this game, passing is the worst thing that can happen to you, because everyone who passes gets enrolled in the advanced course. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what that test measures, why the same script that ran on you is currently pulling billions of dollars a year out of Americans, why a bank CEO, a man professionally paid to smell risk, passed it 11 times in a row, and the 5-word sentence that flips the whole thing around and makes the test start working for you. So why does a 2-second test work at all? Because it's not charm. It's plumbing. It's built into your head. Palo Alto, California, 1966. A phone rings in a suburban kitchen. A polite man asks a housewife a few questions about dish soap. "Which brands do you use?" "Totally painless," she answers. He thanks her and hangs up. 3 days later, the same voice calls back with a slightly different offer. "Would you let 5 or 6 men into your house for 2 hours to open your cupboards and catalog everything you own?" Read that again. 5 strange men, 2 hours, going through your closets. Cold. Only about 1 in 5 people said yes to that, which honestly still feels high. But the women who had answered the soap questions first, more than half said yes. The researchers, Friedman and Fraser at Stanford, ran it again with lawn signs. People who'd accepted a tiny 3-inch "Be a Safe Driver" card were later asked to plant a billboard-sized, genuinely ugly "Drive Carefully" sign that blocked the front of their own house. Control group, 1 in 6 agreed. The tiny card group, 76%. Nothing about the women changed between those 2 phone calls. What changed is that the first yes got installed. A small yes isn't a favor you did. It's a version of you that got created. I'm the kind of person who says yes to this voice. And the next request doesn't argue with you. It argues with him. He always takes your side. Home men figured this out decades before Stanford got around to measuring it. Now, hold on, because you should be objecting right now. People ask each other for small stuff constantly. Is every guy who forgets his badge a predator? Is your neighbor running psychological warfare when he borrows the leaf blower? No. And the numbers here are almost funny. Researchers at Cornell had people ask total strangers to write the word pickle into a book they were told was a library book. Just vandalize this book, please. Stranger to stranger. 64% did it. The requesters themselves predicted less than 30 would. Across 14,000 of these staged requests, people underestimated how often strangers say yes by about half. We are, as a species, yes machines. Saying no to a human face costs us something real, so we mostly don't, which means a small request by itself tells you nothing. Everyone asks. Everyone complies. The signal isn't in the ask. The signal is in what happens to your yes afterward, what it gets converted into. And nobody in history converted a yes with more style than the man who sold the Eiffel Tower. Paris, 1925. The Eiffel Tower was supposed to be temporary, torn down after 20 years. 36 years after it went up, it's still standing, rusting, and the newspapers are grumbling about the maintenance bills. A Czech-born conman named Victor Lustig reads one of those articles the way a locksmith looks at a lock. He has official stationery printed. Deputy Director General, Ministry of Posts and Telegraphs. He invites 6 scrap metal dealers to a confidential meeting at the Hotel de Crillon, the most expensive address in Paris, because the Khan is wearing the government's clothes. He tells them France has decided, quietly, to demolish the Eiffel Tower and sell it, 7,000 tons of iron. And then the first ask, so small nobody clocks it. This must stay absolutely secret. The public would riot. Gentlemen, your discretion. Everyone nods. Of course, discretion. 2 seconds, swipe. They don't know it, but the auction has already started. And the item for sale isn't the tower. Lustig rents limousines and gives the dealers a tour underneath the ironwork. And the whole time, he's not selling. He's grading. Who asks for documents? Who asks for verification? And who just leans in? André Poisson leans in. He's new money, insecure, hungry to matter in Parisian business. And with him, Lustig runs the real test. He starts complaining, delicately, about his government salary, how hard it is for an official to live well, how these decisions have many fathers. Poisson understands. Poisson has heard about French officials, so Poisson pays him a bribe. Understand what just happened. The victim bribed the con man. And the moment that envelope moved across the table, the trap didn't just close, it locked from the inside. Because when Poisson hands over roughly $70,000, well over $1 million in today's money, for demolition rights that don't exist, and the truth finally lands on him, he can't go to the police. Reporting the crime means confessing his own bribe, in public, with his name in the papers next to the words, "Man who bought the Eiffel Tower." So Poisson says nothing. And Lustig, reading the silence in the newspapers, does the most insulting thing imaginable. He comes back to Paris and runs the exact same con again. That's what a manipulator does with your yes. He doesn't spend it, he builds with it. Each yes becomes a handle, a small piece of you he can hold that makes the next no more expensive than the next yes. Your compliance, your secrecy, your little compromises, they're not the cost of the relationship, they're the collateral. And if you want to see the collateral system with the mask fully off, look at NXEVM, the self-help group out of Albany, New York, that started as expensive executive seminars and ended with its founder sentenced to 120 years. Before women could join its secret inner circle, they had to hand over what the group literally called collateral: nude photos, damaging confessions, signed rights to their own assets. The pitch was commitment. The function was a vault of handles, one personalized reason per person why refusing tomorrow would cost more than obeying. Poisson's bribe, industrialized. China, 207 BC. The Qin dynasty. A court official named Zhao Gao is planning to seize power, and he has a problem. He doesn't know which ministers will back him. Asking them is useless. Everyone lies to power. So he doesn't ask anything. He walks a deer into the throne room, presents it to the emperor, and announces, "Your Majesty, I present this horse." And the emperor laughs. Is the chancellor feeling okay? That's a deer. Zhao Gao doesn't blink. He polls the room, minister by minister. What animal is this? Notice the design. Everyone can see it's a deer. That is the point. A test you might honestly fail is a bad test. This one has no wrong answers about the animal. It only has answers about you. Some ministers went silent. Some said horse, and some told the truth. The ones who said deer, the ones with working eyes and working spines, were quietly marked, and later, one by one, destroyed on manufactured charges. The room learned the real lesson. In this building, reality is whatever the man with power says it is, and your eyes are a liability. 22 centuries, and you've been in that room. Every meeting where a boss states something plainly false and watches who nods. Same deer, different carpet. The absurdity of the request isn't a flaw in the test. The absurdity is the test. Anyone can get you to agree to something reasonable. Only compliance with nonsense proves ownership. Now scale it. Because the badge swipe and the deer had one limitation. One manipulator. One room. That limitation is gone. That text you got last month. "Hey, is this Jennifer? We're still on for golf Saturday." That's the badge swipe of the 2020 S, sent 100,000 times a day. You reply, "Wrong number." A pause. Then, "Oh, I'm so sorry. You seem nice though. Congratulations, you just answered the soap questions." Federal prosecutors have the playbooks from these operations, and they are literally scripts. The industry term translates as scripted chat. Stage 1, contact, any pretext. Stage 2, weeks of warm, patient friendship. Stage 3, the mention, just a mention, of a little crypto investing on the side. Stage 4, your first small deposit into a beautiful fake dashboard, where fake profits bloom on schedule. Every deposit is graded. Every hesitation triggers a script. Some operations will even pull a doubter into a fake group chat, where fake investors post fake wins. A synthetic crowd built to make your no feel paranoid. You want to know how well the graded ladder works? Ask Shan Haynes, CEO of Heartland Tri-State Bank in Elkhart, Kansas. Church board member, the kind of guy a small town trusts by reflex. His first buy, after a WhatsApp contact, was $5,000. The dashboard climbed. The scripts asked for more. Always one more fee, one more unlock before withdrawal. In 8 weeks in the summer of 2023, he wired $47 million of his customers' money in 11 separate transfers, chasing a screen that showed his balance sailing past $200 million. He drained his church, his investment club, his daughter's college fund. The bank collapsed. He's serving 24 years. A man whose entire career was risk assessment. He didn't fail the test because he was weak. He failed it 11 times because each yes made the previous yes make sense. That's the ratchet. By wire number 6, stopping means admitting that wires 1 through 5 were the mistake of a fool, so the only bearable move is wire number 7. Sunk cost isn't a finance term. It's the mechanism that turns victims into their own jailers. The FBI now runs an operation that cold calls people mid-scam to warn them. Over 8,000 victims so far, roughly $500 million stopped. Here's the number that should keep you up. 77% of the people the FBI called had no idea they were in a scam. Federal agents told them, and many argued. Of course they argued. The scam had months of their yeses in the vault, and the FBI had none. So if smart, careful, professionally suspicious people fail this, what are you supposed to do? Spot manipulators in advance. The internet would love to sell you that. 7 red flags. How narcissists choose empaths. Predators can smell weakness. Some videos will tell you psychopaths literally pick victims by their walk. There's a real study trail under that last one, which is why it never dies. Researchers actually did show inmates video clips of people walking, and found the high psychopathy scorers were a bit better at flagging who'd been victimized before. Tiny samples, silent hallway clips, and follow-up work found something less cinematic. Those observers didn't have X-ray vision so much as a bias that everyone looks exploitable. And narcissists target empaths. Notice that this meme is mostly flattery. You weren't fooled. You were chosen because your soul is so beautiful. It sells because it comforts. The reality is less mystical and more insulting. They don't need to detect anything. Detection is expensive. Testing is free. Run the cheap probe on everyone, the whole office, the whole contact list, 100,000 phones, and simply keep whoever grades well. It's not a predator with a gift, it's spam with patience. And here's the twist that should actually change how you act. You can't firewall yourself by refusing everything, because the exact same mechanism is how real friendship works. Benjamin Franklin famously diffused a political enemy by asking to borrow a rare book from him. The man lent it, and having done Franklin a favor, warmed to him for life. Lab versions of this hold up. Small asks and small yeses are the actual bricks of human closeness. The favor economy isn't a scam. It's the good part of being a person. Refuse it all, and you end up alone, and, worse, still not safe. So the request tells you nothing. The requester's face tells you nothing. Where's the signal? The signal lives in the one place the manipulator can't script in advance. The other side of your first real no. So here's the counter test. The 5 words. No, I can't do that. Say it calm. Say it warm even. And then, this is the entire skill. Stop talking. No excuse, no essay. Because an excuse is a handle. Tell him I can't. I've got a thing Saturday. And you haven't refused. You've filed an appeal. Saturday can be worked around. What about Sunday? A naked no has no moving parts. There's nothing to grab. Then watch the next 30 seconds like they cost $1,000 each, because you are now reading the only honest data this person will ever hand you for free. A normal human being absorbs a no. Maybe there's a flicker of awkwardness, a no worries that sounds slightly deflated, a little distance for an afternoon. Fine. People are allowed one graceless moment. The relationship carries on. And this is the tell of health. Your no gets remembered without ever being invoiced. A manipulator who just watched a test fail does something structurally different. The invoice arrives. Wow, after everything I've done for you. The comparison. Dana would have helped me. The repackage. The same demand circles back Thursday, wearing a new costume and a sadder story. The freeze. Warmth switched off at the wall to teach you what refusal costs. Each one of those is the machine, briefly visible, recalculating your price. And there's even lab evidence for why the flat no is so disruptive. In the follow-up compliance research, when the same requester pushed for the bigger ask too quickly, when the target could see the sequence, the trick didn't just weaken, it reversed. Compliance dropped below the baseline, below people who'd never been asked at all. The entire machine runs on invisibility. A calm, unexplained no doesn't just decline one request, it turns the lights on, and everything in this genre scatters when the lights come on. One warning, because this tool cuts both ways. One bad reaction is not a verdict. Real friends have needs, bad days, and clumsy moments. The difference is a friend's disappointment respects your no while it's disappointed. What you're screening for is the pattern. The invoice, the repackage, the punishment. Delivered by the same person more than once. The test isn't, did they flinch? The test is, did my no stay refused? Monday morning, security door, 2 coffees, no badge, same grin. Swipe me in? Don't tell Dana. You know what this is now. It was never about the door. It's about a grade going into a book you were never supposed to know exists. And you also know something he doesn't. The book has 2 sides, and you're allowed to write in it too. No, I can't do that. Watch. 30 seconds. Whatever happens next isn't awkwardness, it's the answer key. One last thing before you go, and be honest with yourself. Somewhere in your life there is probably one person you have never once told no. Not because you agree with everything they ask, because somewhere along the line, refusing them started feeling expensive, and you stopped checking why. That feeling is worth investigating. A relationship where no is unaffordable isn't a friendship. It's a balance you're carrying, and the interest compounds quietly. The goal was never to become the person who refuses everything. Locked doors are for strangers. That's not a life. The goal is to be someone whose generosity has a working lock. Real requests get your whole heart, and tests get 5 calm words. Because sooner or later, someone is going to walk a deer into your throne room and call it a horse, and watch your face. Say it's a deer. It was always a deer. Say so while saying so is still cheap.